Hello, my love. Welcome back to Rouse for another episode. And if you're new around here, welcome. I am your host, Sam. And today we are into episode 4 of the Breakup mini-series. And today's topic is the missing link to living with less regret in your life. And I'm going to share the number one mistake I made that I still regret even to this day of doing. So let's get into all the tea. Warning, the following presentation is intended for mature audiences. It includes stigma topics like sex, addictions, mental illness, adult dialogue, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Here we go, episode 4 of the Breakup mini-series. I'm all excited over here, but I'm actually going to talk about a big mistake that I made, and it's going to get a little heavy in here, just as a heads up. If you've been following me for a little while, I talk a lot about empowering other women and how to do that for yourself. Today, I want to tell you a story on what disempowered looks and feels like and how to pick yourself up from that. Because it's easy to tell someone, hey, this is how you empower yourself. I think it's really important to tell a story and show you how you can go from disempowered to empowered. So during one of my long-term and long-distance relationships, which I had a few of those, in this particular one, near the end of the relationship, I was feeling underappreciated. I was putting in way more effort and work into the relationship than he was. I was getting kind of tired of it. There were a handful of times that I had confronted him and said that I really missed our weekly phone calls or FaceTime calls, that I really just missed talking to him and wanted to talk more. I'd been feeling like we just never talked. I was really missing out on that. Every time that I would confront him about this and talk about things that I would like change, like just talking more often because I miss talking to him, he would be like, oh yeah, like I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll change and blah, blah, blah. Made all these promises, and what ended up happening? Absolutely nothing. He didn't do the things that he said he would do. He kept making these empty promises. I just got to the point where I was tired of waiting. I wanted to give him an opportunity to see if he would make any changes and actually pull through with the promises that he had made to me. Everything was falling through the cracks, including myself. And this was a big reason why we ended up breaking up, because there were just parts of his life that were more important than our relationship. And I wasn't gonna wait around for him to figure out if I was important to him again or that I was a priority. And that's what us women do, right? We give them so many opportunities to step up their game and to change when we're asking for it and we're making effort as well. You're saying, okay, well, yeah, you're going to do this and, I'm going to do this too. So it's not just putting him in the spot where he has to do all the work. You have to put an effort too to change the relationship, because it takes two people to change a relationship. I stated this before, where there's so much support for trying to make your relationship work and stay in it for the long haul. And it's not always the best decision for both people. And during this time in my relationship that I was thinking of leaving, I kept hearing this voice in my head that was the voice of my mom, pretty much telling me, well, you need to make this work. Relationships don't last unless you work for it and fight for it. And my parents just celebrated their 28th wedding anniversary this year. So I had that whole thing in the back of my mind. At the same time, he had been acting like this for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and me asking several times for him to step up his game. And I said, I'm willing to do these things to help out too. He didn't step up his game. He didn't change one single thing. And our communication actually got less and less and less. I got to the point where I was so angry, and I just said, you know what? Let's just not talk for a couple days. Let's just take a break and come back and see where we're at. I was spending the weekend with some friends of mine. The biggest red flag to me was during those 2 days that I had off from talking to him, I felt this huge amount of relief. I wasn't angry at him anymore, but I felt this huge relief that there wasn't this burden and this weight upon my shoulders to work on my relationship. And that was a huge sign to me that I'm over this relationship. I'm done. After those 2 days were over and I got back in contact with him, we did hop on the phone and we broke up. I said, I'm not sticking around anymore. I'm tired of dealing with this. And he did apologize for the way that he had been treating me. Not that I was expecting an apology and not that I was demanding one. He did apologize, but for me, it didn't make a difference. Because in my mind, it's like, don't apologize for something that you can avoid and you could have avoided because we've had so many conversations. You wouldn't have to be sorry if you would have just changed and, we wouldn't be here because I was working on our relationship too. And would it have been easier to break up a month prior, 2 months prior? That I don't know for sure, but I am very happy that I stood up for myself, standed my ground, and said that I was done because I had been feeling like this for weeks, as well as predicting the breakup for at least a month because I had felt that through his actions and inaction was actually heading towards a breakup. So I had been mentally preparing myself for over a month that we were going to potentially break up just because of the way that he wasn't putting in much effort in the relationship anymore. And I saw that as a sign from another previous relationship. For that, I had seen that there was not as much interest in me anymore. And so I picked up on that immediately and I started to mentally prepare myself for a breakup that was coming and actually did occur not too far after that. So instead of leaving earlier, I waited for him to give me an out because I didn't have the courage to leave without him giving me an out and saying that I wasn't a priority, that, he wasn't going to change. He was sorry for the way that he was treating me, but things aren't really going to change in the near future, and I wasn't willing to stick around for that. So although I did waste more time being unhappy in a relationship, I am glad that I stood up for myself when I did. I wish I did it sooner, and I hope this is a lesson for you to stand your ground and to stand up for yourself earlier rather than later so you don't waste more time, or you can fix your future relationships sooner than I did. In my situation, it took a lot of frustration, anger, disappointment in order for me to stand up for myself. And I hope that you don't have to wait that long to stand up for yourself in any future event, but just know that your feelings are valid. They're real. You have a right to make choices for you that are good for you. And you're the only person that can make that decision. Don't let other people's opinions about you cloud your judgment about what is better for you because you're the only person that knows that. Take away the power of other people's opinion by giving your own opinion more power and more importance in your life. When you do that, you will empower yourself so you don't stay in a relationship that you feel underappreciated, undervalued. You feel like you're being taken advantage of, bulldozed, or you just don't want to be with that person anymore. Stand up for yourself and leave. And you can use this in every other aspect of your life. When you are empowered and you stand up for yourself, you stop getting into situations that leave you powerless and make you feel fucking miserable. So empower yourself, know that what you're going to do is the right decision for you and no one can stop you. I can guarantee it. Don't forget to head over to the Breakup Resource Vault to create your free account right now. The link is bit.ly/breakupvault. That is bit.ly/breakupvault. Create your free account today and get brand new resources every 2 weeks once all of these episodes from the podcast are done and uploaded into the vault. In tomorrow's episode, I talk about dating after a breakup and also having sex after a breakup. And am I going to be any good with someone new? That's the topic for tomorrow's episode. So make sure you tune in for that. I will see you there.